It was a cold Monday night in February 2004, the kind of night when the world feels frozen in silence. Snow blanketed the winding roads of New Hampshire. The forest stood still. And somewhere along Route 112, a young woman simply vanished. Her name was Maura Murray, 21 years old. Bright, athletic, a nursing student with a shy smile and a promising future. And on that night, February 9th, she disappeared without a trace. But to understand her disappearance, we must first step into her world, a world quietly unraveling beneath the surface. Just hours before she went missing, Maura seemed like any other college student at UMass Amherst. She studied hard, worked shifts at the campus security desk, had a long-distance boyfriend in the Army. But inside, something was breaking. Earlier that week, Maura had a strange, emotional breakdown at work, crying uncontrollably for nearly 20 minutes after receiving a mysterious phone call. No one knows what was said. She only told her supervisor she needed to leave. Days later, she was caught using stolen credit card numbers to order food, a petty crime that seemed out of character. And on February 9th, she sent a chillingly calm email to her professors. "There's been a death in my family. I'll be out for a week." But there was no death in her family. Maura packed her car with clothes, textbooks, alcohol, and a few personal items, including her favorite stuffed toy. Then she withdrew $280 from an ATM, stopped by a liquor store, and hit the road north, toward the White Mountains. No one knew why. No one ever would. At 7:27 p.m., in a quiet stretch of Haverhill, New Hampshire, a neighbor heard a thud. Outside, Maura's black Saturn sedan sat nose-deep in a snowbank, airbags deployed, engine running. A passing school bus driver stopped to help. He offered to call for help, but Maura said, "No thanks. I've already called AAA." But there was no cell signal in that area. She couldn't have. When police arrived 10 minutes later, the car was empty. Locked. Inside, they found an open box of wine, some beer bottles, her packed belongings, but no Maura. No footprints. No signs of a struggle. Just tire marks and silence, in the cold New Hampshire night. Investigators soon learned that Maura's life wasn't as simple as it appeared. She'd been involved in a car accident just days earlier, borrowing her father's car and crashing it after a party. She'd also searched online for directions to the White Mountains and for places to rent nearby. Had she planned to run away? To start over? Her boyfriend, Bill Roche, said she hadn't told him anything. He called her repeatedly after the crash. No answer. Police later discovered a printed email from him in her car, one that hinted at relationship troubles. Whatever she was running from, or toward, it was something she didn't want anyone to know. When a young woman disappears without a trace, theories bloom like wildfire. And in Maura's case, they spread across the nation. Theory 1. She was abducted. Some believe a passing stranger picked her up that night, a predator who took advantage of her isolation. Theory 2. She ran away. Perhaps Maura wanted a new life, far from the stress of school, family, and heartbreak. Maybe she planned to disappear. Theory 3. She met with an accident. Maybe she wandered into the woods, dazed or intoxicated, and succumbed to the freezing cold, her body still hidden by snow or nature's cruelty. But none of these theories ever produced evidence. No body. No confirmed sightings. No trace. Even cadaver dogs lost her scent 100 feet from the car, as if she had simply evaporated. For nearly 2 decades, her family has refused to let her memory fade. Her father, Fred Murray, searched the woods himself, day after day, year after year, armed with nothing but hope and heartbreak. Maura's case became one of the first missing persons mysteries to dominate the internet age. Podcasts, documentaries, online sleuths, thousands trying to solve a puzzle with no pieces. But for all the speculation, one truth remains constant. On that snowy night in 2004, a young woman drove into the dark, and was never seen again. Who was Maura Murray, really? A runaway? A victim? Or a woman trapped between freedom and fear? We may never know. But her story lingers, a ghost in America's coldest corners. A reminder that sometimes, the scariest mysteries aren't found in horror movies. They happen on quiet roads, under dim headlights, when no one's watching. This is Trial and Terror. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we journey into another story where truth hides in the shadows. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, justice begins with truth.